Hey, what's up, guys? This is your host, Max. This is Maximum Raids, hanging out in AxeYouSomethin, bringing you another Maximum Raids Top 3 series, recapping our MLCW Week 1 war in Grand Warden League against Welsh. And let's go to the war right now. AxeYouSomethin taking the loss this round. A tie, we lose on percent. It actually comes down to the last couple. We had a couple attacks, maybe 3 or 4 attacks live in the final minute of war. And, I guess as we go about final 2 minutes of war, we're actually ahead in the percent game. And then as the clock expires, we fall to Welsh on percent. They have a couple really nice attacks. I think right here 94% and maybe an 82%, and that was enough to edge us out on percent. Great job by them to recognize the 2 low 12s, hit them for high percent, execute it. Guys, this was a monstrous breakdown. We did a 50v50, 8-20-22 breakdown. It was a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed the big breakdown. Those kind of wars are fun. But, once again, I mean, these dip wars, it's almost like, the first 22 hours of war just meant nothing because it came down to the 12v12 in the end. I don't know what you do about that other than no dip. No dip really puts an emphasis on all 3 town hall levels. Whereas, these dip wars, it's almost just meaningless until we get to the Town Hall 12 phase. Guys, we lost this war because we just didn't execute down the stretch. I mean, we got off to a great start, 10v10. But I think we closed the 11v11 phase going 2 of 15. We have multiple 12v11 dip fails. And our 12v12 game, was sloppy to say the least. It was, low percent attacks, and we just didn't execute. And we all own it in the clan. We all own it. We can't put it on one person or two person. We all own it, and we've got to be better at closing out these wars to get a win, because I think this clan is good enough to win these types of wars. But, you've got to execute. You got to finish it out. Guys, 50v50, there's a lot of good attacks. We're not going to show any 12v12 stuff because neither clan got a 12v12 this war. But there's plenty of 10v10 and 11v11 action. Let's check it out. Let's come on down here to number 33. Yes. So... and I'm sorry if I butcher the name. I'm going to call him Shaffin II, coming in here with 39 hogs on this 10v10. I really liked this. Was a good plan. I mean, look at it. As you look at this base, what would you do? He's got the queen right up here up front. Really easy for a Sui Wrecker attack. And, I imagine we're going to see some Valks come out of this Wrecker and kill the queen. And there they are. 1 rage, one wall wrecker with 4 max Valks in it, takes the queen, and then we just lure them over here towards the town hall, get the king and queen down here, poison it, and take care of this CC. Great plan here by Shaffin to recognize the value here of that wall wrecker. And then it kind of creates, as you take a look at this base here, as the king and queen are going to finish off this CC. Notice the hog pathing that the attack created, and of course the queen here, the king and the queen are going to trim some of these defenses right here, so it's going to even narrow the pathing even further. He brings 4 heals for the raid. And the heals were well placed. Even has a poison there for the Skelly trap. Look at the queen here, just kind of trimming this base, creating even better hog pathing. This was a great read here by Shaffin. As I say, Shaffin about 4 times. It's probably Chafin, but we're rolling with Shaffin. It's got the cleanup wizards on the backside. We'll go ×4. You can see what's going on here. Too many hogs. Finishing off the raid. That's a maximum raid right there. I like it. You don't see 39, 40 hogs very often. That was a great read, great attack, nice attack. Guys, so many, you got 50v50. You got a lot of solid attacks here. We're actually going to bring you 5 today. We'll kind of go ×4 through some of them. Try to keep this video somewhat short here. This was pretty cool attack as well. This is that quad quake queen charge that we're seeing more and more of. Yeah, I think this is really funny. I was doing quad quake queen charges, like 2-3 years ago, and they weren't much of a thing back then, and now all of a sudden they're becoming kind of popular. So holds those healers, waits for the queen to take some damage there. Otherwise, the healers might run off with the enemy BK. So nice job there using the patience to wait for the queen to take some DPS. Uses that early wall break and then the quad quake up ahead. It's going to really allow this queen to get some real value here with the queen charge. Guys, this ice golem nerf, I don't like it. I hate it. I mean, it's a serious nerf to the defense. I think we're seeing it. I wish I could tell you that we dropped 3 or 4 12v12s because of it. 12v12 game was just really bad this war, but it's really making the defense a lot weaker in this current meta here. I mean, the ice golem is just going down so quick and just a limited freeze. It's almost like no problem. I don't even know if it's even worth bringing an ice golem anymore. I would really recommend bringing that extended freeze value back for the ice golem. Dropping this Lalo in, it's a good one too. The slammer pops. It's going to have so many loons here and really nice pathing. It's kind of. I mean, it all works out fine. He does kind of go through this sweeper here. I'm kind of curious if going the other way would have been maybe even a smoother ride. But, so many loons up here at the end of the raid. Let's just go ×2. Got his cleanup pups and minions. And ×4. There's a troll Tesla there at 9 o'clock. Oh, no, that was a hut. Okay. Dropped a loon on the hut. Yeah, this next one here is going to, you saw the Frozen Witch video I did, and I was terrible at executing it, being that it was the first time I'd ever done it. I'm going to show you another one here, and this just demonstrating, how strong this attack is here. I mean, it drops 2 flanks of witches with a pair of healers on each. He's going to send this wrecker, and the goal here is to, of course, get the wrecker to go through this first inferno compartment. So he's going to drive this wrecker, right through this inferno compartment here, and using the freezes here. Let's see how deep he gets with the ram. We should see a freeze here on the CC. Yep. Oh, nice freeze there. Okay. I mean, you got 3 defenses there. Expo. He's not going to get real deep there, but he had a lot of DPS there on the wrecker. Right here, look at this. I mean, look at these witches going through this wizard tower. Now, I mean, remember 6 months to a year ago, that was unheard of. I mean, you did not witch a whiz tower, on a flank. I mean, you just didn't do it. I mean, that was just witch suicide. Now these witches have so much HP to them that it's no problem. No problem at all. Just send your witches right in on a splash defense, and they just take it down. They just mow it down like nothing. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I can't stand where this portion of the game is at right now. Look how many witches. Look how many skeletons. Okay, we got witches coming in on this bomb tower here. Bomb tower's a little bit distracted, but yeah, no problem. You know, these witches just mow this bomb tower down. You've got splash damage, no problem. Witches, be crazy. Hope we see some sort of balance change there, because that attack, I'm telling you, we did not use that attack very much. I saw in chat quite often, you know, I haven't tested it, you know, I'm going to test it first type deal. You know, I just bypassed the testing. I bypassed testing, and I just did it. But I mean, I bet we could have ran that attack on at least, you know, 50-60% of the 10s this war. That attack is just insane, and we're seeing it on YouTube. So many Clash creators, content creators are running that attack. It's just crazy, and variations of that attack. Hey, this was a really nice attack. I think we've got an entry down here at the bottom. Am I right about that? Is that this one? Yeah, there it is. Using a bowler bounce here to funnel, and nice queen. This is a nice queen charge. I like this, and this, you know, may or may not be some of the new mechanisms of the jump and the queen AI. It was a really nice jump. You know, it doesn't need the wall break. You know, these bowlers are doing a great job of funneling the queen. We'll see the BK on the other side here. Yep, BK and a wizard funneling here. Uses that early BK ability because he really wants to get this funneled, so the queen takes this jump. And, you know, as I look at it, I mean, I think she takes an old AI as well. I mean, I don't think she's got anywhere else to go right here except in. Here's this ice golem again. Let's watch this freeze. 1, 2, 3. I mean, no problem, guys. No problem. Excuse me. Got choked up by that ice golem. You know, that's a serious nerf to, you know, to these defenses. I mean, you know, the ice golem was a, yeah, I think it was probably an underrated significance to these bases' defense, and right now we're seeing a real offensive buff by these you know, by these attacks. Queen charges are better, the kill squads are better. You know, we're even seeing more, you know, I saw more baby drag witch CCs, which those are, you know, extremely easy to mow down with a poison. You know, I 6-packed 11v11, you know, with queen charge, and you know, I think maybe both CCs were, you know, what we call soft CCs, baby drag witch, just really easy to mow through. And you know, I'm just looking for a little bit more balance here, and maybe a defensive buff. Boy, his loons are really plowing through this base. Uses that last haste here into the warden, and you know, there's only one archer tower left here that can do anything about this. ×2, ×4, it's cleanup time. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. We'll call him Antosh. All right, one more, guys. One more 11v11. And it's right here. Rumpelstiltskin. This is a good attack. You know, he is so good at this Electron attack. It's his kind of attack. He probably uses this attack, you know, 90% of the time. Great job they're using the hogs. Okay, that keeps the king moving down this way. Okay, so by taking out that archer tower, you know, his king continues to funnel this way, and we'll see the queen come in right behind, and some really nice value here by his heroes. Queen's going to step in here, get this wizard tower, and then the air defense, and whatever else she gets is just gravy. Pops the ability. Maybe get the archer tower here. Nice. Here comes the blimp. Electron has got that early poison down to slow down the enemy queen, not to mention the CC as well. Double clone spell, and look at this Electron just wrecked. Now the tornado trap there does a nice job of nerfing this. Now keep in mind, imagine this, okay? Tornado trap is going to be nerfed here in just a few days when Supercell CWL ends, and then this attack is even stronger. So again, you know, another offensive buff. And you know, and I understand as I say this, and I kind of am complaining a little bit about the offensive buff. I also understand we finished 2 for 15, 11v11. You know, so you could easily say, well, it must not have been, you know, that easy. But you know, several of these attacks were, you know, were easy. They felt easy. You know, and you know, we were just really bad at executing this particular war, but I think we're going to see an offensive buff, you know, in the stats across the board here as we move into these next few weeks, unless something's done about it. You know, this Lalo was a little bit interesting here. I mean, now he's got a hound to kind of tank for these loons right there at Pops, but this is scary because he's going to finish on the multi-inferno. But, you know, the way this raid works out, you know, all of his pups are kind of finishing on the multi as well here. Look at these pups come in and actually draw a red bomb, which might have saved it. It might have. You know, that red bomb might have taken out the loons, and then the multi takes out the pups, and that could have easily been a 99% 11v11. Very, very fortunate timing there. But overall, a great raid, and I really enjoyed that Sui intro. Guys, there you go. I mean, I ran you 5 attacks. I know we went a little bit long today, but it is a 50v50. AxeYouSomethin goes down in this one, 142 on percent. We're on to the next war. We'll get them next time. CWL this weekend. Guys, I'm your host, Max. This is Maximum Raids. Welcome to the fucking show.